Hi everyone, my name is Keely and I'm the owner and creator here at Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for another behind the scenes video as I create a mystery embed for the next soap. That's right, I'm not going to tell you what this is meant to represent. I'm going to see if you can guess. Let's go. So I'm starting from outside today. This is a big storm rolling on in, so I'm going to go and see if I can go and get this embed made before it gets here. It makes too much noise. Alright, so I'm starting to hear the first rumbles of thunder coming through, so I'm going to get this little embed made. In my pot here I have my oils which have been melted and down to room temperature, and in my jug I have my distilled water, sodium hydroxide and some tussar silk to add some silkiness to this soap. I'm going to, as usual, pour it down my stick blender to stop any splashbacks. I'm going to give this a very quick mix to emulsify it, and then I'm going to start separating it out for some colour. Alright, so that's had a very light mix there. The first colour I'm going to separate out is some Magic Violet. So we will pour a bit into that jug there, maybe just a tad bit more. And I also have some Bubblegum Mica, and all my micas are from My Mica Obsession. And then into my big container I'm going to put in some activated charcoal, so that is over in this container here. Going to mix these colours in, and before I add the fragrance in I'm going to pour a little bit of this black off into another soap mould. I'm going to do is I have some Extravagance Gold Mica which I've mixed with some olive oil, which is one of the oils in my soap mix here. I'm going to do an in the pot swirl with some of that. We are going to do some pink in there and save some back, and I'm going to also add in some of that purple, and again saving some of that back for after we've done a bit of a pour. And our mould today is our PVC pipe mould. So what I'm going to start doing is pouring this. Let's find where the lip of this is. I'm going to start gently pouring this into the mould here and hopefully not block your view too much. And then as I get towards, I don't know, halfway to 3/4 of the way, we will add the rest of that colour. You can see that it's started to really slow down that flow of colour, so we'll stop there and we'll again pour in that gold and the other colours. Now you may be wondering why I don't just actually leave the making of this soap until after this storm has gone. The rest of this week is pretty busy and I do need to get this soap actually started. Tomorrow, or my time tomorrow, not necessarily the video time tomorrow, I have got my mum booked for a extra special treat. She was looking a bit stressed, so I have booked us once again for a spa treatment, and I've been able to find one that does the hot stone massage, which we both thoroughly enjoyed, and this one's going to also have a sugar glow. But before we go in for that massage, we will be having I think it was an hour and a half in the spa pools, which has there's a spa in there, there's sauna, steam room, all sorts of other goodies that we get to play with for about an hour and a half before our massages. And I'm allowed to take in alcohol and nibbles as well, so we'll be taking some gin and some other bits and pieces for us to indulge in, like some olives and sun-dried tomatoes. So that's tomorrow, and then the day after I unfortunately have to go to the dentist, and I am not going to be able to talk, so I need to get this video done this week because once I've been to the dentist, it is to get a tooth actually pulled out. I will be out of talking action for a couple of days, so that is why I'm rushing to get this done. Alright, so the bucket is now completely scraped out. I'm going to leave my mould and this one to set up, and then we will come back and we will do a little bit more work to them. Alright, so it's time to get this out of the PVC mould. I have taken my end cap off already because that bit is a little bit of a struggle and I didn't really want to do it on the camera. What I'm going to do now is just grab my clean cloth here, holding onto my paper, and I'm just going to give this a really good tug and pull this out of the mould. Alright, so we have now got that out of the mould. Now I do have a bit of confession to make. I had to make some more soap dough in the black, and it is now a different color. When I calculated the soap batter for that PVC mold, I worked out as I was pouring it that I had actually calculated it on the slightly smaller PVC, so I was a little bit short. I had to empty the soap that I put to one side so I could finish filling up the mold to get a full length of the embed. So I made myself some more black soap dough, ended up with a slightly different color, but it will all work out in the end. What I'm going to do is actually roll this out into a bit of a sausage sort of shape. It is really humid here today, so everything is kind of just sticking to itself. I'm going to use a bit of cornstarch there on here just so it doesn't stick too much. I woke up this morning and it was about, I don't know, felt like it was about 27 degrees, and when I came out of the gym at about 7 o'clock this morning, the car said it was 29 degrees. So we are up for a very, very hot, long day today, I think. Definitely some more air conditioning. Now you saw at the beginning of this video, I was trying to fight, or trying to beat that storm that was coming in, and I got the soap all poured out, and I watched that black cloud keep coming and coming, and then all of a sudden it was gone. And everyone that I've spoken to said it quite literally got so far down the coast and then it split and fizzled out. And it does that so much around here. The storms just literally split before getting to us, and we very, very rarely actually get a really good storm. But somewhere got it, and we have got that humidity from it. And today is another really, really warm day. I'm going to need a little bit more of here. They reckon we are going to get another storm today, so hopefully this one heads straight towards us and doesn't split, and hopefully it cools us down a little bit. We can never win over here. We're either too cold, too hot, got lots of natural disasters going, but you know, that is part of life of living here. Alright, so they are about the same size. They are longer than my bigger piece here. Let's bring this one in, and what I'm going to do first of all is make a surface so I can actually attach this to here and know that it's not going to fall off. Alright, so the first thing I've got is a little tool here. This one has got some little sort of jagged edges on it. I'm just going to run it along the top here just to create some little grooves which will help that soap stick together. And one good thing about it being so humid today is that I know that these soaps will actually stick together quite well. Normally what I would then do is put some water or rubbing alcohol across here just to help them stick, but because it is humid, these are already quite sticky without any need for that sort of extra stuff. What I'm now going to do, I've just placed that onto the top here, and I'm going to smooth them together. So I'm just running my fingers down the top of that round piece that we made and just attaching it onto the round bigger piece. So now that I'm pretty happy with how that's attached, what I'm going to do is just run my finger along and push that tall peak down onto a flat surface. This will all hopefully make a lot of sense once we get it into the actual soap. Trying to make sure that this is relatively the same size the whole way along as well. So not having one end too tall or taller than the other. That is looking pretty good like so. So now that I've got it like that, I'm just going to dip the end of my tool into some water so that the soap doesn't stick. And I'm going to just create a channel. And again, this is going to make so much more sense once the soap comes together. So let's just make a little bit of a channel there, put it in a bit more water. It really is just so humid today that this soap is sticky. It's been sitting here for about, must be 30, maybe 35 hours since I actually made it. And it's my usual recipe, so I know there's actually nothing wrong there, and both batches of the soap are very soft, so I know it is more to do with the humidity and not that I have messed up my calculations here. So let's get that in there, and then I'll just have a little bit more of a play around to get this shape into what I want it. So I think I have now finished playing around with this. I'll give you a look from the bottom. That is what it is looking like so far. I'm going to leave this one sit for a couple of hours before I actually put it into the soap, which I will show you on the weekend. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this mystery embed. If you want to leave some guesses down below at what the next soap is that I am going to be creating, feel free to do so. And until the next video, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you then. Bye.